Hi friends, welcome to the Cleghorn Coffin Classroom for our second week of a big adventure. Today is Monday, April 6th, and it's a big day because we'll be starting a new letter. Our letter for this week is letter V. V makes the sound. You'll notice that my teeth hit the top of my bottom lip, but the sound is actually made in the back of our throat as our vocal cords vibrate. You'll remember that letter F is made the same way, but it's air being forced out of our mouth. This is in the back of your throat. V is V. So let's look at a few things in our world that you might find that start with letter V. The first one is a type of plant. It's called violet. It's an African violet. And you'll notice that the flowers are also violet in color. Remember, violet is another word for purple. Violet. This might be your favorite flavor on top of an ice cream cone. Vanilla. Vanilla. We looked at these when we were looking at food groups. These are types of vegetables. Vegetables. Some of you may have this type of vehicle, or you may see it around town. It's called a van. Van. You hear the A-N welded sound on the end of that word. Van. Van. Next, we have a very large bird called a vulture. Vulture. I bet you received a lot of these on February 14th. Valentine card. Valentine. And you might have seen one of these on Halloween. Vampire. Vampire. And last but not least, we have a volcano. A volcano. Volcano. These are all items that begin with letter V and make the sound V. Let's practice the sound. You know the song. There's a letter you should know. I'm going to tell you how it goes. V. There's a letter you should know. I'm going to tell you how it goes. Remember, the sound comes from your vocal cords. It's the sound you should hear in the back of your throat. And so that is the sound for letter V. I'm going to give you a second to get your letter V letter book, and you'll notice that there is a Valentine card on the front of our book. We know now that Valentine begins with V. Go get your book, and I'll sit here for 1 minute. Okay, now that we're back together and you have your book, we're going to trace the uppercase and lowercase v on our book and make the sound V. 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 Open your book to page 1, and what you'll see on page 1 is a big pink area with 2 red V's, an uppercase and a lowercase v. 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 Wonder what we might be making. So we'll have to do a little bit of cutting to figure out what we're going to make. Usually we have a black dotted line that we cut along, but they're trying to trick us this time. It's pink. So you'll see a little bit of pink dotted line here and a pink dotted line all the way up to this solid red line. So we're going to take our scissors and cut this section right here, fold it forward, and crease it so it will lie flat. Then we're going to cut the bottom portion and do the same and crease it. What is that? It's a Valentine box. We've made a Valentine box. You'll remember that anytime you see gray, you should take your glue stick, put glue on the gray, and press it down. Once you glue both pieces in place, you'll have a little bit of a slot right here that is not glued so that you can put something down in your box. And the front cover of your letter book, you should see a couple of pop-out cards. You have Valentine pop-out cards. Pop those out, and what we'll be doing, I'll be reading some words to you. If the word begins with the V sound, you'll put one of your Valentine cards in the box. If it does not begin with letter V, don't do anything. So we'll see how many cards we end up putting in our box. So once you pop them out, these are the words I'm going to read to you, and we'll decide if we're going to put in a Valentine or not. The first word is fancy. Fancy. Does the word fancy begin with V? No, no card. Violin is your next word. You might play the violin. Am I going to put a card in for violin? Does it begin with V? Yes, it does. So we'll put one of our Valentine cards in our slot. Your next word is forgetful. Forgetful. Does that begin with V? Bench. Bench. Does bench begin with V? If it doesn't begin with V, don't put anything in. The next one is volunteer. Volunteer. Your next word is face. 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 Your next word is television. Television. Your next word is vegetable. Vegetable. Next word is feather. Feather. Your last word is vanilla. Vanilla. So there were 4 words that begin with V. Violin, volunteer, vegetable, and vanilla. So you should have put in 4 Valentine cards. Once you've done that, you can give yourself a check plus, and you're going to turn over to page 2. Now, page 2 is going to look a little bit funny because remember we made a Valentine box, so part of our page is going to be missing, and we're only going to be looking at these boxes and the objects in the box. What we'll be doing on page 2 is listening for letter V in the beginning sound. V. If it begins with V, you're going to make a circle using your 2 o'clock dot over and around. I want a nice circle. So I'm going to read your objects to you, and then you can do this page independently. We have a pencil, violin, broom, vacuum, a vacuum cleaner, volcano, volcano. Down here you'll see an article of clothing. It looks sort of like a jacket, but it doesn't have any sleeves, and we call this a vest. Vest. Iron. Vase. Vase. Valentine. You should know that one by now. Valentine. And lastly, we have a chair. A chair. When you've completed them and circled the words that begin with V, give yourself a check plus and flip over to page 3. On page 3, we're going to be writing letter V. One thing I want you to notice about letter V is that there is a point at the bottom of letter V. You'll remember that to make a point, you have to stop the car. We could call this a point, or we could call it a vertex. Remember we made a triangle and we had to make a vertex? It's the same principle. So I'm going to show you how to make letter V. So on letter V, you'll start at the green, come down to the red. You have to stop the car and come back up to the green to make letter V. Lowercase v looks just like uppercase, so it'll be very easy to make. So green to red, stop the car and come back up. It's one stroke. You don't pick up your pencil when you stop the car. You'll come down, stop, and go straight back up. But we have to stop the car to get that point. If we don't stop the car Remember what happens? We make U, not V. To make V, we have to come down, stop the car, and come straight back up to get the point. The point. So let's look again at letter V, and we'll go. Letter V goes down and up, down and up, down and up. Letter V goes down and up. That's the letter V. Remember, stop the car to make your vertex at the bottom. You have to make that point and go straight back up. I want to see nice letter V's. 2 slanted lines. So today you're going to complete pages 1, 2, and 3. And I'll look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you. Bye.